Imagine the coldest night of your life. The air is so still, the ocean looks like polished black glass. You are standing on the deck of the largest moving object ever built by human hands. To your left, champagne is flowing in rooms filled with gold leaf and mahogany. To your right, the infinite, freezing darkness of the North Atlantic. You feel a slight shudder, a vibration so small it doesn't even tip a wine glass. But 30 feet below the waterline, the unsinkable dream has just been murdered. On April 14, 1912, at 11:40 p.m., the Titanic brushed against a mountain of ice. Most passengers thought it was a joke. Some even picked up pieces of the ice to play football on the deck. They didn't know that the ocean was already rushing in at 7 tons per second. This is not a movie. This is a physics-based, real-time AI reconstruction of the final 160 minutes of the RMS Titanic. From the flickering lights of the grand staircase to the terrifying screams in the boiler rooms, we have used neural networks to bridge the gap between then and now. Welcome to StillToLife. Tonight, we render the tragedy. The ghosts in the machine. To understand why the Titanic sank, we first have to reconstruct her soul. Using original Harland and Wolff blueprints, our AI has built a digital twin, down to the last rivet. Look at the boiler rooms. This was the heart of the beast. 5 of her 16 watertight compartments were breached. The math was simple, and it was fatal. The Titanic could stay afloat with 4 compartments flooded, but not 5. As the bow began to dip, the water didn't stay in the holes. It spilled over the top of the bulkheads, like an ice tray being filled with water. Our physics engine simulates the free surface effect. Watch the water enter boiler room 6. It's not a clean flood. It's a violent, coal-dusted surge of 28-degree water hitting white-hot furnaces. The sound would have been deafening, a roar of steam and exploding iron. But while the men below were drowning in the dark, the world above was still a palace. In the first-class dining saloon, the band was playing Alexander's Ragtime Band. Our AI reconstructs the lighting, warm, golden, and expensive. We've used light path tracing to show how the crystal chandeliers began to tilt, just a few degrees at first, a subtle change that signaled the end of an era. The contrast is what haunts us. A man in a tuxedo sipping brandy on the A deck, while 15 feet below his feet, a stoker is gasping for his last breath in a rising tide of black Atlantic slush. By 1 a.m., the illusion was shattering. The bow was now noticeably lower than the stern. This is where our liquid dynamics AI reveals the most terrifying part of the sinking: the silence of the corridors. As the water reached the E deck, it entered Scotland Road, a long hallway used by the crew and third-class passengers. In our reconstruction, you can see the water rushing down this 800-foot artery. It wasn't just water, it was a battering ram. It smashed through oak doors and turned luxury cabins into pressurized tombs. Now, look at the grand staircase. This is the icon of the Titanic. Our AI simulates the moment the water finally reached the glass dome. Imagine the sound. The pressure of the ocean outside pushing against the iron and glass until... crack. A wall of water, hundreds of tons deep, cascading down the staircase, ripping the mahogany wood from the walls and snuffing out the electric lights. Through neural facial reconstruction, we've analyzed the photos of the passengers. We see the unsinkable Molly Brown, the dignity of the Strauss couple who refused to leave each other's side, and the sheer, raw, terror in the eyes of the young immigrants in third class who found the gates to the lifeboats locked. We didn't just animate them, we gave them skin textures, sweat, and the pale blue tint of hypothermia. This is the emotional gap we talk about at StillToLife. They aren't just names in a book anymore, they are looking at you. 2:17 a.m. The lights flicker one last time and go out forever. The Titanic is now a black silhouette against a sea of stars. The stress on the hull is unimaginable. The stern is lifted high into the air, exposing the 3 massive bronze propellers. Our structural AI simulates the tension point. The ship was never designed to hang her own weight in the air. You've seen the movies where she snaps in half, but our AI shows the reality, a slow, groaning torture of steel. The double bottom of the ship acts like a hinge. The expansion joints pull apart. The roar of 50,000 tons of metal tearing is a sound the survivors said they could never forget. The bow plunges straight down, hitting the sea floor at 30 miles per hour, burying itself in the silt. But the stern? The stern stays on the surface for a few moments longer, spinning like a top, before being dragged into the abyss. In our render, we follow the ship down. We see the suitcases bursting open, the china plates fluttering through the water like white birds, and the silence that follows. The big silence of the North Atlantic. Every frame you've seen today was generated by interpreting 114 years of debris field data, sonar scans, and survivor testimony through the lens of modern AI. The Titanic is more than a wreck. She is a reminder that no matter how much we build, nature is the ultimate architect. At StillToLife, we believe that the past isn't a museum. It's a living, breathing data set. We've rendered the Great Pyramid. We've rendered the Titanic. But the world is full of still moments, waiting to be brought back to life. What should we reconstruct next? Should we go to the chaotic heart of the Roman Colosseum during a gladiator's final stand? Or should we visit the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, a place so beautiful people think it was a myth? The choice is yours. The algorithm watches your comments. Comment below your choice, subscribe to StillToLife, and hit that bell. Because the past isn't dead, it's just waiting to be rendered. I'm StillToLife, and I'll see you in the next century.